Hello everyone, welcome to the premiere of ActionTracks Season 3 presented to you by E3 Spark Plugs. We're thrilled to have E3 back on board for yet another season of TMB TV action. This season, we're kicking off with the Monster X Tour in beautiful Lubbock, Texas. We've got a lot of great stories developing early in the year, and we'll bring you all of them next on ActionTracks. ActionTracks is presented to you by E3 Spark Plugs, born to burn. Hey everybody, welcome to the season premiere of ActionTracks. We're on the campus of Texas Tech University. As you can see right here, a beautiful sunshiny day in Central Texas, and we're getting ready to get fired up with some great monster truck action in the City Bank Coliseum. We've got a great lineup for you this weekend, a great way to kick off the 2012 season 3 of ActionTracks, presented to you by E3 Spark Plugs. But let's go ahead and meet the field of trucks before we get into any of tonight's action. First up, it's the wild man from Washington, Rockstar, driven by Bill Payne. BJ Johnson takes the seat of the California Kid. Bucked Up, a brand new truck being driven by Ed Miller. Kyle Doyle in his rookie season in Bigfoot number 10. And Robert Parker debuting War Wizard number 2. As you can see, we've got a great crowd here this evening in Lubbock, Texas. They are ready for some great monster truck action. It's Friday night. Let's get into the wheelie competition. Coming out first, Ed Miller will debut the Bucked Up truck. We talked to him earlier.
Well, I actually got the call on the way here. Hey, we got you a sponsor, Bucked Up Clothing. Like, that sounds great. So we put the wrap on yesterday, and I took the truck right out, first time ever.
While this is a new identity for the truck, this is not the first time we've seen this truck. What does it run as before?
El Bandito was its main name. I ran the truck for 2 shows with El Bandito, but it's been that for quite a few years. There's a lot of history with this truck.
Bucked Up, a brand new identity for this chassis, but this chassis has actually been around for a while. This chassis was actually built in 1991. This is a woodcock chassis. The truck has been around for a long time. It's been gone through a couple times, redone, and as Ed said, most recently we've seen it run as the El Bandito truck. But a new sponsorship from Bucked Up Apparel has come along, buckedupapparel.com, and they're going to see what they can do with this truck. The truck's being operated by Bill Payne now, so that brings him up to a 3-truck lineup with the California Kid, the Rockstar, and now the Bucked Up truck. Miller having a little bit of an issue there on that first wheelie, but backed up and got another run at it and made it over the cars there on his second hit. Really airing it out a little bit better. He's not had a whole lot of experience in this truck, and he's getting acquainted with the truck right now. Taking a look back, right there you see the first wheelie. Not quite the momentum. He didn't hit it with the aggression that he needed to get over the cars. The second wheelie, definitely an improvement. The score is coming up right now. Going to be an 18. Probably not going to be good enough to take the win tonight. BJ Johnson in the California Kid. The Kid has been impressive, but the truck looks a little funny right there. We're going to have to follow this to see what's going on. The truck kind of twisted. Again, right there, twisting in the air. He could have an axle going away. We're going to have to follow that to see what develops. Another look back right there. The truck just not handling quite the way that you expect out of the California Kid. The truck really known to be able to walk it all the way across the cars, and I'm not sure that this is any fault of BJ Johnson. He's well experienced, and that just wasn't working out for him right there. Robert Parker, an old-time veteran, bringing out the War Wizard number 2, debuting it tonight here in Lubbock, Texas. This is a joint venture between Kirk Dabney, a name that's been around the monster truck industry for a long time, and Randy Moore, who started the War Wizard name. Robert Parker gonna do the driving. This is actually Dabney's old Monster Patrol chassis. It's been redone and reworked, and Robert Parker's gonna see what he can do with it. Good wheelie right there. Gonna take the lead with a 22. That could be competitive throughout the evening. Kyle Doyle, fresh on the Bigfoot team. We talked to Jim KRAMER about the new guy earlier.
You know, the first day we had to work on getting him to uncover his eyes to watch what he was doing. But he's been on a straight incline ever since. His first indoor show was last week, you know, and it was indoor with dirt. Pretty good size arena, pretty good traction. So he got his feet wet with that. Now we come here, non-dirt, you know, a little bit smaller arena, polished floor. I mean, it's a pretty slick floor. But I'm glad because we're getting all this out of the way right away. He made some speed runs for us down the racetrack last year, so he's got that under his belt. He's just checking off everything he needs to learn in a monster truck. Now he has to get better at everything, which he will, but at least he's getting the experience of coming into a building knowing he can only race as fast as he can stop. You only go as fast as you can stop, otherwise you're into the wall.
What better crewman to have mentoring you as you're taking it through your rookie season? Doyle last weekend out, you saw it on TMB TV. Doyle taking the racing win in California on the Monster X Tour. Gonna see what he can do this weekend, taking a look back. Doyle really getting some good air under the Bigfoot truck. This is actually one of the older Bigfoot trucks, and he's doing a very good job with it. A 25 gonna take the lead right now. But Bill Payne bringing out the Rockstar truck. This truck is notoriously crazy, and the driver behind the wheel definitely has something to do with that. He's gonna be hard to defeat in the wheelie contest. A good wheelie right there, but maybe not quite up to Bill Payne's standards. We'll see what he has to offer in the second wheelie. There we go, that's more Bill. Oh no! Payne almost in a little bit of trouble, a little awkward off the set of cars, and whipping it into a donut. This isn't freestyle, but the crowd judging here, the TMB points based on the crowd zest and appeal. And so we're gonna have to see what they think. Bill Payne, gonna be tough to beat, but we'll have to see what the crowd thinks. A great wheelie, standing it up on the tailgate there. The scores are in. It's a 27. Bill Payne is going to take the first wheelie win on ActionTracks. Oh, look right there. Bill Payne going to have a little work to do between rounds, but we'll follow that. We'll be back with more ActionTracks in just a moment. Welcome back to ActionTracks from Lubbock, Texas. It's the season premiere, and we're getting ready to go monster truck racing. Coming to the line first, it's gonna be BJ Johnson and the California Kid taking on Robert Parker in that brand new War Wizard truck. Johnson still having problems, and War Wizard having issues too. An ugly, ugly race, but Robert Parker is gonna move to the next round. Bringing up the war horses, Rockstar Bill Payne, who actually is underestimated in racing. The truck is very squirrely. He's known for freestyle, but he can actually race as well on this short, choppy track. Look for him. He could do some damage. Kyle Doyle in Bigfoot, just trying to make a name for himself right now in the Bigfoot 10. Doyle took a racing win last weekend. Let's see if he can double it up. A huge leap out of the big blue Ford. It's too close to call. Gonna have to take a look back. Our second camera. A great race, but not a lot of help. Can't tell who won. Checking back again. Wow, it looks like it may have been Doyle, but like I said, Bill Payne, no slouch in racing. The slow-mo, right there, you see it. The big blue Firestone Bigfoot taking the racing victory. These guys are gonna battle tooth and nail all season long, I promise you. Doyle looks to have a good start and he is moving on to the final round. But right now, the third place consolation race, California Kid had some issues, so we're bringing the bucked up truck who was supposed to sit out into the bracket. And Payne drills him on the line. The bucked up truck didn't have a chance. A look back, Payne, a great leap, about a perfect run over the racing lane. He's tough. He's definitely going to be tough in racing this year. We're moving into the racing finals. Bigfoot versus War Wizard. We asked Kyle Doyle how he got where he is.
Well, I guess I started off a heck of a long time ago when I started picking up Bigfoot toys at like the age 2 or 3, and just started going to shows. I think I went to my first show when I was like 3, and I loved it, and I don't know why, but I have. And started with Hall Brothers right out of high school as a crew guy, dabbled in a little bit of driving there, spent some time announcing, as you know, worked with Greg Adams for a while, and when I was at Greg's, I got a call from Bigfoot, and they said they had a spot for me, just being I don't know, kind of a jack of all trades there. So that's kind of how that's gone for the last couple years, and then we had an opening here in number 10 last year, and they said, you want to drive? And I said, when do I start? So it's just kind of haven't looked back since then, and this is my first season indoors, and I'm loving it. It's pretty crazy with, you know, walls and a lid over you, but it's pretty fun.
Doyle starting out as a fan, like many monster truck drivers do. Now he is piloting the most famous name in all of monster trucks, the truck that started it all. He's trying to take his second racing win right now. A spectacular leap by the big blue Ford, and Doyle is backing it up with his second racing victory in a row. The kid is tough. A look back at the final round. Doyle led him all the way to the cars, had the most momentum, and carried it all the way to the finish line. A spectacular leap by the big blue Ford, though. Doyle really airing out that truck. We'll be back with more ActionTracks action in just a moment. We're back in Lubbock, Texas, bringing you Monster X Tour presented to you by E3 Spark Plugs. We're moving into a freestyle competition. There you see Kyle Doyle and BJ Johnson talking about the track, talking about their course of action, and coming out first, it's going to be the brand new truck, bucked up, driven by Ed Miller, and again, Miller not hitting the cars with quite enough momentum, hurting him right there, not making it up on the cars. Gonna try it again. Kind of an awkward approach there. Miller, not a lot of experience in a monster truck and not a lot of experience driving this particular truck. It's going to be a learning experience for him, and I think he's getting some valuable seat time right now. We'll see what he can do, but he seems to be struggling just a bit right now. Backing up, not what we want to see. Heading towards the double stack right now. A good wheelie. The truck teetering off to the side. Ooh, that could have been a tough one right there. There you see the sway bars. Maybe out of whack just a little bit there. A nice walking wheelie though. Miller may be getting a little bit more experience here and getting a little bit more comfortable with the truck. Miller definitely struggling out there. Something I'm noticing from the commentary booth, this Woodcock truck sits a lot higher than a lot of the other trucks, and it seems to bob and float around a lot. This really could be affecting Ed behind the wheel. Another thing you'll notice, this truck, The engine is placed really far back in comparison to a lot of other trucks. That looks like it's going to be all for Miller tonight. The score is going to be a 17, not quite what he was looking for. He'll get stronger as he gets more seat time. A great wheelie there, though, standing the truck straight up, and another great walking wheelie. But overall, the Freestyle just lacking some momentum, and that's going to cost him here tonight. Robert Parker, the old timer, the experienced veteran, driving the brand new War Wizard truck. This is the second War Wizard truck in conjunction with Kirk Dabney. Now this truck, it's an old truck too. This is Dabney's old Monster Patrol truck. This truck began life in 1994. This is a Patrick chassis. They cut the entire top half of the chassis off and custom fit it to this brand new War Wizard body, the 2041 wheelie. Definitely a unique fit for the cab. And Robert Parker looks to be having some issues out there. That may be all.
What is Parker doing here?
Parker definitely struggling, perhaps with the steering. Not sure what's going on. It looks like he's going to continue to try. Perhaps trying to get a donut. Oh, now he's revving on the engine. I think Parker's getting frustrated. Oh, more issues. I think the steering's gone away. That looks like it's going to be all. Taking a look back. Parker a couple hits, but the steering went away so quickly. He didn't have a whole lot of time to get any real momentum going, and that's going to cost him. The score only going to be a 12 tonight. A tough debut for Robert Parker in the War Wizard truck. Doyle gonna see if he can double up the victories tonight in Lubbock, Texas. He already snatched the racing victory over Robert Parker in the War Wizard truck. Gonna see if he can knock off all the competition in freestyle. This is Doyle's first time competing on a concrete surface, so he's learning as he goes. This is a slick floor, and Doyle may struggle. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what he brings with the Firestone Bigfoot truck. Working the floor slowly and methodically, getting a little bit of air under the Bigfoot truck. Approaching the double car stack. Oh, the truck's, oh no! Bigfoot, wow! Doyle with a spectacular moment attacking that car stack, the double car stack for freestyle, perhaps without enough momentum, and the truck teetered off to one side, up on two wheels, and with limited space, Doyle doing a masterful job keeping that truck in control. Let's see if that affects him throughout the rest of the run. That could really mess with the driver's psyche, especially a new driver, a rookie like Doyle. Looked like Doyle was trying to crank a freestyle, but the truck was leaning and just not quite hooking up the way he needed it. Attacking the car stack again, proving that he's not going to be intimidated by these obstacles no matter what happens out there. Doyle launching into a wheelie and calling it quits on the set of cars. A great way to end his first freestyle here in Lubbock, Texas. Saluting the crowd. This could be a strong run. I bet he's going to take the lead. Taking a look back. Doyle attacking everything on the track. Right there, though, standing it up and teetering over on the side, bringing the Bigfoot back under control. The moment of the night, perhaps, so far. Doyle really doing a good job for as little experience as he has. 25 gonna put him in the lead right now. We're getting word that the California kid has broken a locker and is not gonna be able to compete. That's why the truck was twisting to the right side. That leaves one truck, Bill Payne in the Rockstar, and this is definitely going to be a competitive run. Bill Payne, the man, impossible to beat in freestyle nearly. And I have a feeling he's going to show why here in Lubbock, Texas, in City Bank Coliseum tonight. Bill Payne standing it up on the tailgate on the double stack, and then with the presence of mind to hit the reverse before the truck teeters over on its lid. Masterful driving by the young man Bill Payne in the Rockstar. And standing it up again, Bill Payne. He's a wizard. He is unstoppable. Unless he comes short in time tonight, I think Payne is going to be tough to beat in the Rockstar truck. Interestingly, Bill Payne, every run he makes, his wife Lorna riding along with him in the second seat, directly behind the driver's seat. A ride unimaginable in monster trucks, something that so many would love to experience. Payne perhaps having some issue with the rear steer. Up on two wheels, whipping it into a donut. Problems or not, Payne seems to be unaffected. Rockstar, one obstacle after another. Payne cross-threading and stopping it right in front of the fans. He steps out and salutes the crowd here in Lubbock, Texas. Let's take a look back. A great wheelie starting off the freestyle run. This truck super squirrely, and then the moment of the night, undeniably standing it up and then flinging it in reverse, walking the truck back down, and then hitting the obstacle again, not letting it intimidate him one bit. Bill, unstoppable, continuing the freestyle run. I think there it is, a 28 for Bill Payne. He's gonna take the freestyle victory here tonight. The crowd simply loves the Rockstar in Lubbock, Texas. We've got a special feature for you this year on ActionTracks. Here is the brand new onboard hazard pay. We're gonna take you as a special treat through the entire Rockstar freestyle run. You'll see what Bill Payne sees through the undercarriage of the truck. Staring at the ceiling of the Coliseum, and here we go. Bill Payne standing it up, looking at the lights, and back down again. We'll look to bring you great action like this on board with our hazard pay cam all season long on ActionTracks. Looking at the undercarriage of the Rockstar truck, really a great opportunity to see this suspension working and see how these trucks operate. And what better test subject than Bill Payne, the Rockstar, the Wild Man. Always a thrilling show. There you have it. Once again, the Rockstar, Bill Payne, simply phenomenal. We'll be back with more action on ActionTracks in just a moment. We're back with more ActionTracks, the season premiere, and we're getting ready to move into Saturday night competition in Lubbock, Texas on the Monster X Tour. Right now, taking a little bit of time at the pit party, a great time to stop and interact with your favorite monster truck driver, but we're moving straight into the wheelie competition, and the bucked up truck is already on the floor. Ed Miller getting acquainted with the truck last night, attacking the track tonight. A much better showing in his first wheelie than we saw last night when he attacked the cars and didn't quite make it up over the edge of the cars. Miller seems to be becoming acquainted with the truck. He's going to get better and better as he gets more time in the seat. The score is going to be a 20. A good solid start for Miller. We'll have to see how it holds up as the other competitors hit the track. Speaking of other competitors, BJ Johnson, we talked to him earlier. BJ Johnson piloting the California Kid. Few problems last night. Tell us about those.
Oh, I thought I had a broken axle. It was actually from a bad crash from last weekend. We ended up breaking a locker. So if you know our trucks, we have a 5-ton rear end, so we actually had to take the whole 5-ton out today. It's about a 4-hour job, but we're ready to go.
What can we expect in this concrete show tonight here in Lubbock?
It's pretty wild. It's a lot different than the dirt. Everything hooks up a lot harder. Where I'm running these different kind of tires, the tires are from Ukraine. They hook up really hard. So I have to kind of really baby it when I first take off or it'll break another axle. But it's pretty wild. I like it better than dirt because you got to be more of a driver to run on here than it is to kind of, our dirt theory is just let it all hang out. And here it's kind of not, so you kind of got to really watch what you're doing.
These straight-up racing trucks are certainly hard to handle, so it takes a real driver to keep these rigs under control. And BJ Johnson right there showing some spectacular control, walking the California Kid all the way across the racing lane. No! Uh-oh. The Kid with some problems. Stalled on the cars. Maybe Johnson missed a shift or something. The first wheelie looking back, simply spectacular. A new hazard pay cam right there, bringing you another angle. The score is gonna be a 25. A beautiful wheelie out of BJ Johnson, but we're gonna have to watch to see if he has any issues with that truck. Little concerned with the truck stalling on the cars there. Robert Parker, the driver of War Wizard number 2, tell us about how this deal came together.
Man, I was in the woods hunting, and they called me, wanted me to pilot this thing. Kurt Dabney and Randy Moore, they put this deal together, and it's actually an old Kurt, the old Monster Patrol. We took and gutted it and cut the whole top of the chassis off, put a new cage on it to fit this 41 Willis on here, and the truck's working out really good.
Last night was your first time in the truck. Tell us about that.
It wasn't too bad. We're just trying to get all the bugs worked out of it. You know, it's going to take a few shows. It's basically a brand new truck because we completely went through the truck, and it's my first weekend in it.
The truck's fresh and ready to go, and Robert is ready to impress here in Lubbock, Texas. And a nice stand-up wheelie right there from the War Wizard truck. Last night seemed like there were some steering issues plaguing the War Wizard truck. We'll have to see if any of that pops up this evening. No sign of it so far in the wheelie competition. Robert putting forth some very solid efforts. It may not be quite enough to topple the California Kid. The War Wizard gonna be a contender. There you see it, a good score, a 22, but not gonna be enough to knock off the Kid. Kyle Doyle, our racing winner last night, gonna see if he can knock the Kid off himself now. Two good wheelies, walking it across the cars. but probably not going to be enough to knock California Kid off of his perch. He really captured the fans' applause with that big walking wheelie. Our last competitor, if anybody can knock him off, it's going to be his teammate, Bill Payne in the Rockstar. Right here in intros, earlier you see some issues with the rear steer. The team was thrashing on the truck.
It's got a piece of metal stuck in the valve. We changed it out earlier, we're having problems with it. I guess if we missed one little piece and it fell out of the pump motor, ran the valve, not a big deal, we'll just take the metal out, we'll be good to go.
This wouldn't be the first time that Bill's run with an injured truck, and if Payne can get away with steering issues in any event, it's gonna be the wheelie competition. Then he can go back and thrash on the truck a little bit more before we get into racing and freestyle. A good solid hit to start off the wheelie competition. And an even better walking wheelie across the set of cars. And then he tags Bigfoot just a little bit to say, I've got my eye on you, and you're not gonna slip past me very easily. Dragging the wheelie bar and walking it all the way across. Bill Payne, simply phenomenal. It's gonna be neck and neck between California Kid and Rockstar in the wheelie competition. Waiting on the judges, there you have it. Bill Payne and the Rockstar taking the wheelie competition, sweeping wheelies for the weekend in Lubbock. We'll be back in just a moment with racing action. Welcome back to ActionTracks from Lubbock, Texas. Here you see a little bit of the side acts that we have here. Street bikes doing some crazy stunts, as well as United FMX putting on some freestyle motocross performances. But we're moving into a racing competition. War Wizard and California Kid are on the line looking for green. War Wizard leaping to the victory. And kind of like last night, though a different problem, California Kid having some more issues in racing. He may be having some issues with the transmission. We'll have to see if we can get further word on that. Kyle Doyle and Bigfoot talking about getting acquainted with competition.
Yeah, it's a lot different than when you do a car crush at a Firestone store. You're the only truck and you got a lot of room usually, and you just hop around on the cars. And you come to a monster truck show and you realize you're not the only truck here. Everybody wants to whip your butt, especially when you're running the Bigfoot name. They think, hey, this guy's pretty new. Maybe we can get a piece of him tonight. So you know you've got all this weight on your shoulder, and if you're like me, you just want to do good anyway. So it's a heck of a lot of pressure, but it's really fun. And when you start earning the respect of guys like Bill and BJ and stuff like that, then you're like, all right, I've made it now, to an extent anyways.
Doyle's got a tall order against the Rockstar. Gonna see if we can double it up in racing. Oh, a great leap over the cars, the perfect line. Bill Payne ran him hard, but Doyle, nearly a perfect run. He's gonna earn the respect of his fellow competitors very quickly if he keeps this up. Payne actually walked a big wheelie, a little off-kilter over the set of cars. Looks like there may be some more issues with the Rockstar's rear steering. Looks like they've brought Bucked Up back in to run the third place race rather than Rockstar. California Kid, more issues for the Kid. Bucked Up having some issues himself, but he's gonna take the win. We're getting reports that the California Kid has actually broken a sprag in the transmission, not coupling with the second gear, so he's only got first gear and reverse, and they're running fully automatic transmissions. The truck's going to shift, and there's no gear there, but we've got the finals on the line. War Wizard versus Bigfoot, and they're off! Doyle again with a spectacular racing leap. War Wizard right there. But Bigfoot is gonna take the victory. Doyle sweeping racing in Lubbock. The Kid is impressive. Doyle parking it on the racing lane, saluting the Lubbock crowd. They love him here in Texas. back in Lubbock, Texas with ActionTracks. It's time for this rowdy crowd's favorite, Freestyle action, and Ed Miller in the brand new bucked up apparel truck is on the track. The bucked up truck, the engine is really well placed for doing spectacular wheelies. You see a big wheelie bar all the way across the back section of the truck. This truck should really be able to plant the tailgate and walk the truck across the set of cars. Miller with a little more momentum, but not quite the spectacular nature that we're going to need to see to take the Freestyle victory in Lubbock, Texas. Miller definitely showing improvement out there, carrying a lot more momentum than he did last night, but kind of running over the cars, not really getting the air that he probably needs to get. And there you see perhaps the sway bar causing some more issues. I think he had a little issue earlier with the sway bars, and there may be more right now. He's calling it quits. The score is going to be a 16. I'm guessing that's probably not going to be enough to take the victory this evening, but we'll have to wait and find out. Robert Parker and the War Wizard.
Well, we broke a starter tonight. We couldn't come back for Freestyle, but it was a good race. You know, me and Foot in the finals. All in all, the trucks, we're working all the bugs out of the truck. Stay tuned for more.
A disappointing night for War Wizard Robert Parker. Kyle Doyle out on the track right now. We asked him about competing with straight up racing.
I don't know, man. I mean, if you want to beat those guys in wheelie contests, you have to turn your truck into a cab and chassis, it seems like. So I haven't caught up to them there. I seem to be doing pretty well against them in racing, and they still run me hard. Those guys are good racers. They've got a freestyle rep, but they can race. And as far as freestyle goes, my goal is just to go out, put on a good show, and make those guys work really hard to beat me.
Kyle Doyle will have to see what he can bring to the table tonight. He ran Bill Payne hard last night in freestyle. I think he's going to have to up the game a little bit more on Saturday night here in Lubbock. Doyle working this slick concrete floor in the City Bank Coliseum. It's tricky out here. These trucks really want to slide around. Doyle carrying pretty good momentum though, hitting all the obstacles on the track, carrying some good momentum and getting some good air. Doyle running up and tagging the first vehicle in line there. I don't know if he didn't like the lie or just wanted to build up suspense and really attack the set of cars. A good wheelie, though it cost him a lot of time on the track. Doyle whipping the big Ford into a donut, mixing it up nicely. That should score well with the crowd. And comboing it with a great stand-up wheelie over the double set of cars that almost bit him last night. We've gotten word that California Kid is not going to be able to freestyle tonight because of that busted transmission. For Doyle's first weekend competing on concrete and slick concrete at that, he's really doing a bang-up job. I think he's gonna put the vice on the Rockstar truck. Doyle did a great job really working the track. And the judges are rewarding him with a 27. Oh, you see it right there. Rockstar and Bigfoot kind of building up some tension right there. Rockstar knows that Doyle has put down a stellar run and is really going to have to work it to get the freestyle victory. We're riding in cab with Bill Payne and the Rockstar. Gonna see what he can do here in Lubbock. That's gonna hurt his momentum right there. Sliding a little quick towards the wall. I think they probably hit the RII just to make sure he didn't tag the wall too hard there, keeping the truck under control. The RII allows the operators here to keep these trucks in the bounds of the track, gives the operators some safety control in case the truck would happen to be out of control. Bill Payne has a knack for looking out of control, but the man controls the truck masterfully. Rockstar doing a good job out there, but not quite getting the wheelies, perhaps, the air under the truck that we might expect. Oh, hitting the... Oh, no! Payne is over! That's gonna cost him with the judges, perhaps. Maybe not filling the time. Sparkplug the clown out there to clean up. Bill Payne is still in the truck, and they're riding the truck back over. I don't think he intends to stop right here. Looking back at the run. Oh, right there. A hard hit on the hazard pay cam. Bill may have been a little out of sorts there. Not sure where he was. Hit the set a little bit sideways. I'm not seeing the scores in from the judges. The crowd judges the freestyle, and he is going to keep on freestyling. We're going to see what he has. This could really be tough on Kyle Doyle and Bigfoot. Perhaps an unfortunate turn of events for Doyle and Bigfoot, looking to grab a freestyle victory. Very fortunate for Rockstar, and he's making the most of it, standing the truck up on the car set. And yet again, planting the tailgate in the cars. Payne is on a rail after his rollover. The safety crew gave the Rockstar truck a look around, checking all the safety devices, making sure the truck was mechanically sound before sending it out on the track. And Bill Payne makes the most of it, saluting the crowd here in Lubbock. They love the Rockstar, and he loves Lubbock, and he's rewarded with yet another freestyle win, sweeping the competition for the weekend with a score of 29. Well deserved, perhaps a little controversy with coming back out after the rollover. These guys are here to put on a show, and Bill Payne, Kyle Doyle, and the entire Monster X crew did just that. Taking a look back after he was sent back out on the track, really upping the game, standing the truck up and finishing off with a great donut. The fans simply loved it. What an incredible finish for the first weekend of ActionTracks in 2012. Lubbock, Texas, Rockstar Bill Payne came out and put on a spectacular show. Kyle Doyle in the Big Blue Bigfoot, his rookie season, only his second weekend out, showed he's going to be a force to reckon with in the future. Doyle sweeping the racing competitions in Lubbock, and that makes him 3 out of 4 for his first 2 weekends out in the Bigfoot number 10 truck. Doyle is going to turn some heads in the future, and he's already turning heads. He pushed the Rockstar to the limit in freestyle. Bill really had to up his game in that Rockstar, and he did just that, completing the freestyle sweep for the weekend, also picking up the wheelie sweep. It's been a great kickoff for ActionTracks Season 3 in Lubbock on the Monster X Tour. We hope you'll join us next time on ActionTracks. We'll see you then.
I told you I was going to put some heat on old Bill. He turned it up, and that was a lot of fun.
Monster X Tours again in the house in Lubbock, Texas. Only on TMB TV.